Welcome to the Virgin Diet Lifestyle Show with your host, celebrity nutrition and fitness expert and New York Times bestselling author, JJ Virgin.
What's the best way to lose weight? Well, guess what? It's not exercise. It's not cutting calories. The best way to lose weight is by changing what's on the end of your fork or your fingers. You know, your body is not a bank account. It's not calories in, calories out. And come on, if you've been on one diet, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. In reality, your body is a chemistry lab. And while calories count, where they come from counts so much more because food is information. And I'm betting you want the food you eat to tell your body to burn fat, right? Not store it. Create steady, sustained energy, not crash and burn. Slow down your aging process, in fact, de-age, and reduce inflammation. Of course, when you eat the wrong foods, the message is just the opposite of that. Gives you these incredible symptoms. I'm going to go through them because so many of these symptoms, by the way, you're going to hear and you go, I thought these were just normal, right? Okay, so headaches, gas and bloating, joint pain, skin problems, fatigue, craving. In fact, you're going to crave the very foods that are hurting you. How unfair is that? Being hungry all the time and not being able to lose weight no matter how hard you try. Did any of those resonate for you? Because all of those are symptoms, signs of food intolerance. Food intolerance is a food that you don't handle well, and it can be due to genetics, like celiac disease, immune issues, rapid things like a peanut allergy, or slow, delayed responses, which are so much more common, or hormonal reactions. Now, the most common is the immune reaction and that delayed food reaction. And I was working in doctors' offices, and what I discovered was that there were 7 foods that tended to create the majority of problems for most people. So people came into the offices with all of those complaints I talked about, biggest ones being joint pain, pain and inflammation, and fatigue. And we had them go through a simple food intolerance test. And you know what? A couple things I noticed always. Number 1, the same foods always showed up. Again, I identified 7 common offenders. And when we pulled those foods out, those symptoms I talked about, they went away practically overnight. But even cooler, there was this amazing side effect. Weight loss. Fast weight loss. Remember that, because we're going to get back to that. So you're probably wondering what those 7 foods are, right? The 7 common food intolerances are gluten, dairy, eggs, soy, corn, peanuts, and then sugar and artificial sweeteners. And I detail all of that in the Virgin Diet, where I say drop 7 foods, lose 7 pounds in just 7 days, because that's what I found the average experience was with people going on my program, where they would pull those 7 foods out for 3 weeks, and come on, you can do anything for 3 weeks, right? So you pull the 7 foods out for 3 weeks, and during that time, you do some simple swaps. So it would be mean to say, hey, pull these things all out and not know what the heck to eat. But I say, hey, if you're doing pasta, you'll have quinoa pasta. If you're using milk in your coffee, have coconut milk in your coffee. Simple swaps that you will probably like even better. And it's just for 3 weeks. And then at the end of 3 weeks, when your body's had a chance to cool off, you've dropped some weight, you got rid of that belly bloat, you stopped craving those foods, you go back and you challenge the top food intolerant foods and see how you feel, so that you can connect the dots between what you're eating, how you feel, and what you weigh, so that you can design a diet that works for you for the long haul, to keep that weight off and to keep your energy soaring. Now, dropping 7 foods to lose 7 pounds in 7 days. That sounds fast, doesn't it? But the deal is, fast is good. Now, we've always heard that, to lose weight, you should lose weight slowly. Now, who wants to do that? But the best news here is that the research is actually showing that fast weight loss actually helps people lose more weight and keep it off better than slow weight loss. And another study took it further, and this was in the New England Journal of Medicine, and showed that fast fat loss can become permanent fat loss. And that's really the key, isn't it? You know, when you combine dropping 7 foods for fast weight loss with my other secret weapon, you can practically guarantee your success. This, by the way, is the easiest thing to implement. It doesn't cost a thing. And in a study involving nearly 1,700 participants, those who used this strategy lost double the weight of those who didn't. Want to know what that is? I want you to write it down. You know, back when I saw people one-on-one, that was the key thing I had them do, was journal what they were eating. If they wouldn't do it, I fired them. That's how key it is. So you're going to pull the 7 foods out for 3 weeks. You're going to swap in others, and you are going to write down what you're eating. Everything. Don't just write the good stuff down. I see people, I had a bad day, I didn't write it down. No. You write it all down, because that allows you to look back. If something happens one day and you go, why do I feel so crappy today? You can go, oh my gosh, they snuck X, Y, or Z into what I was eating. Okay, so journaling is key. Now, you can take journaling a step farther and grab an accountability partner or a support group so you can share your journal with each other. Boy, talk about held accountable, right? Okay, so I started the show by telling you about the best way to lose weight, but it's really more than that. It's also the easiest way to lose weight. You know, losing weight and getting healthy shouldn't be hard. In fact, when you dial it in and you find those foods that really work for your body, it becomes practically effortless. If you've been struggling, you've probably just been following the wrong set of rules, and you can be in an entirely different place in just 3 weeks. If you'd like a free transcript of today's show, text 58885 and enter the word BEST, space, your first name, leave a space, and your email address. Again, text to 58885 and then enter BEST, space, your first name, space, and your email address. I have you swap 7 foods for 3 weeks to uncover your hidden food intolerance so that you can finally lose the weight and feel better fast. Why wait? Start those 3 weeks today.
Hey everyone, did you like this episode? Be sure to subscribe for the next one and tell a friend. If you like world-class training and cutting-edge information, visit thevirgindiet.com.